Hello, everyone. Hello. Right. Piggy, I've sent you an invite. Right, welcome, Piggy.
Got you.
Welcome. I'm Grancher. How are you?
Good.
I'm just waiting for Irish Premier Live to show up. Let me just show the space to everyone I know.
We've got Marshall Gillespie there tonight. Marshall Gillespie would be brilliant to come on and chat stats.
Hello, Marshall. How are you? Shout out to Marshall Gillespie. Absolute legend. Just followed me on Twitter. What a guy. Thank you, Smack McDermott, for coming on the space. Thank you to the Irish People blog for coming on the space. Appreciate it, lads. Thank you to Jared Lawyer for coming on the space. Not the real Jared Lawyer, just, I think his son, We got our Jared Lawyer here. Welcome to Institute Admin onto the space. Screenshotting that. Right, was Irish Prem Live. He's the only one left. Right, everyone. So what we're gonna do, basically we're gonna try and push it to an hour and a half today. Well, tonight we're gonna talk about we're gonna bring all you on, talk about this past game week for the next hour, and then for the next half an hour we'll do a preview for Saturday, of course. There we go, Irish Prem Live though. Irish Prem Live, boys, you feel.
Here, Evan McLaughlin's there as well. What a man.
Jesus Christ.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he gives me PTSD.
Brilliant.
I'm trying to find him. I can't find him. Yes, Roy Hale, welcome to the space. Love it, Roy. Right, Irish Prem, you can speak. You're on mute here, so
Good evening.
Hello, we've got everyone here now. So yeah, I think we can start the stream now. I think we can start the space now. 61 people in already. Space hasn't been going on for 2 minutes. This is brilliant. Someone DM me though saying no rooster again. So Biggie, Irish Prem Live. So how did you think your team's got on this weekend, sure? Well, let's kick us off.
I'll start off then. Korean against Cliftonville.
Right, I'm gonna turn this off now.
Here, look, you know me. I'll just say it as it was. It was a sensational performance from Korean. I know people sort of says that Cliftonville were poor, but I think Korean made Cliftonville poor. From the first minute, they just got at them. They got in amongst them. Lee Lynch, the engine that he has, Carson, the engine he has, Lyndon Kane, the three of them in midfield, absolutely they swamped it. Korean could have won 5 in the end. There's not much more to say. If you've seen the highlights, you'll see that Evan McLaughlin was he was superb. He was every player in the Korean team was just fantastic, and they didn't let Cliftonville play until the start of the second half. And then whenever Cliftonville did play, they scored and they hit the post, and then Korean woke up again and they controlled it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I can't really say much more about it other than every Korean player was they were on it, and the heat that they played on as well to put on a performance like that there. The two teams, it was sensational. It really was.
Yeah. Cheers, Biggie. I'm not entirely sure what happened that game. I did see the goals. Evan McLaughlin was class, and now he's in my fantasy team, so hopefully he continues that. But we were just poor. Johnny Addis made mistakes. Flynn Talley, I don't know what he was doing. Jesus Christ. Welcome Irish League in Europe to the space. I think I saw Mark Graham in here as well. Welcome, Mark. We got Ryan Clark here. Not the real Ryan Clark, another Ryan Clark. Welcome. 86, 88 already. Jesus Christ! Right, so Irish Prem Live. Do you want to talk us through some thoughts here?
So start out Lauren. I think Glentoran would be happy with the point. I don't think Lauren probably should attack them a wee bit more, at home. But I think James Singleton, Ian Wilson, I thought they were very impressed by them. And then on the Korean Cliftonville game, I think Tally for that third goal, I think it was brutal goalkeeping to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't even see the third goal. I just saw the original two. I was too sad to see the third goal.
Well, it bounced right in front of him and he just misjudged the bounce. So, very poor keeping there.
I think Godside has to play the next game then against Carrick.
Well, Godside, I think would be the better keeper.
Yeah. So if you two have nothing else to say, I think we're going to bring on some requests here. Is that right? We used to, right?
Go ahead, lad.
All right. So, right. Anthony, welcome to the space. You can now speak. Of course, you're not a Korean fan. What was your thoughts on Korean performance?
Where do I start? I think Evan Almighty, Mr. Evan McLaughlin played unreal. And Glacken's goal, Glenn Tally, what was he doing?
I'm not sure what was in his brain.
It was a good game, but when Cliftonville scored, I was like, oh, it's happening again. But I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing, what we were doing. Not defense, but then we scored for a goal, and all I can say is that Glenn's game was boring. I rather watch Port Stewart play. Well, that's all I can say because I'm struggling to speak here.
Sure. So thank you, Anthony. Right. We'll bring someone else on. Carson Lord, welcome to the space. You can now speak. Of course, you're an Institute fan. So, what were your thoughts on Institute? And I know we so how that Institute get on?
They lost 1-0 to Dundela, but
brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely not brilliant. But we played them second last game after a split last season at their ground, and we lost 4-1. We got absolutely battered. We played them in March as well before the split and got beat 4-0. So especially with that being the first game of the season, because I do the media, obviously I had to do when the fixtures came out. We were all chatting about it in our group chat, and it was anyone but the way we're reading it. It was all newly promoted Newington play. I can't remember. They played Derbyview and relegated Warren Point play Loughgall. Dundela host Stuart. I just remember texting the group chat, boys, we're Dundela away first game of the season. Honestly, it was heartbreaking. But I think the lads definitely played well. Any other week you could have got a draw. You could have got 3 points. It was just your centre back for Dundela scored a really good goal, and not much you can do.
Aye. Yeah. So did you watch any of the Premiership games?
I did not. I was going to watch. I was going to watch Lauren Glentoran Friday night, and I just thought, not my thing. And then obviously because the 3 o'clocks at the same time, and I was getting the bus to Belfast, and I couldn't really watch them. Seen some of the highlights though. I watched Peaky's vlog there. I think Coleraine did play very well. Cliftonville not so much, and then sort of watched the highlights. I seen that boy for Newry scored that worldie from 40 yards out.
Tommy
Lockhart. Oh, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It was an absolute scream of
that's goal of season wrapped up already.
Aye, and I'm not sure how Jimmy McDonough's going to win that one back.
Cheers, thanks, my own boys.
Here, McDonough would have to get out of Dean Jarvis's back pocket before he could score a worldie.
Come on. Right, thank you, Carson. We have the one and only Marshall Gillespie wanting to speak. So, Marshall, welcome to the space. You can nice speak, sure. Marshall, you're on mute.
Oh.
You have to take yourself off. There we go.
Yeah.
Marshall.
Yeah, I'm back. All right, guys, how are you doing?
I'm doing grand, sure. How are you?
Great, Marshall.
Yeah, not too bad. Busy, but sort of give this a listen and see how it goes. So, yeah, but I was just sitting here doing a few stats, and I might do a few tweets later on. But it was just wanted to mention about the attendances, and I thought the over 10,000 going to the 6 Irish League games was a tremendous achievement.
That was very impressive. Like I saw a tweet. There was like 3,000 up from last year.
Yeah.
So it was well done all around.
Yeah, and I think it's going to get better as well. Like, the product's there, so and people are coming out to support it. I know maybe the factors of having a nice sunny day, like, and being the first game of the season might have helped the attendances go up. Like, but you never know. Like, hopefully it carries on for the rest of the season.
The Irish League's been going like very well the past couple of years. Like even man. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was saying like it is, and I think it's getting a higher profile now, and there's a lot. I've noticed on Twitter there's a lot more like of these blogs and podcasts and news sites and people.
And of course, spaces like this.
Yes, exactly. So there's more of an interest, and people, the more things there are like this, the more it's publicized, and it can only be good for the game. And I think we're actually producing a few more decent players now, and that's proving they're going across the water. Like young lads are getting their chances at at the Irish League teams now, and having 3 professional teams in as well. I think it's a real bonus.
Don't forget Cruz, who are 3/4 a professional team, as in the Twitter bio.
Yeah, I don't know how you do 3/4, but anyway, yeah.
They train 4 days a week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the amount of games there are, like, I think it's difficult for the part-time teams to say they're part-time anymore because, they train probably just as hard as the full-time teams. And, so I think the league's improved tremendously. Unfortunately, living in England, I don't get a chance to see it too often, except on TV. So maybe one day I'll be able to get over and attend a few matches if it all works out.
I'll save you seeing the solitude. I'll save you seeing the solitude, Marshall.
That's a date.
So is there anything else you want to say?
No. Just carry on. I just wanted to contribute a little bit, like, and I'll just carry on working here and I'll be listening in the background.
All right. Thank you very much, Marshall, for coming on.
No problem, guys. Good luck with this. Good luck.
And of course, Marshall, thank you for the follow as
No
well.
problem.
I really appreciate that.
No problem at all.
All right. Thank you, Marshall.
Take
care. Right. Dylan, AFC Dylan, welcome to the space. You can now speak. There you go, Dylan. Is there anything you want to say about last week's performance?
God, where do I start? Just didn't get a chance to look at it, but I could say it was shocking. Definitely, when I got out of work and saw that we lost 3-1. I just want to say, Piggy, hope you're happy.
You can hear the speak.
5 defeats last season against Cliftonville. I'm a wee bit happy.
I'm sure you can hear the pain, but no, that was genuine. I've been looking at it. Conor Mcmahon looked like they deserved it, so there's nothing really else you can say about that match. That maybe the keeper could have done a bit better. I didn't see it.
And of course, multiple mistakes by the back line.
That's true as well.
Not sure what happened.
That shot, that third goal, I think it was the one, and it bounced a bit in front of the keeper, and he struggled with it. Was that one?
It was either the third or the first one.
Their goal, she should have done better, I think. I don't know. But Korean definitely deserved to win that match anyway. No fault in Korean there. But yeah, interesting matches this week anyway.
Dylan, we're going to save the review for like the last 40 minutes. Like, just to get the previews out of the way,
Mhm.
so we don't get mixed up, right? So we'll bring you back on for the preview
Right.
then. Is that alright? No bother. Right, is there anything else you want to say?
Nothing rude.
Okay.
Of course. Manners.
Nope, I've got nothing to say.
Alright. Thank you, Dylan. Right.
Just on
Yeah,
keepers here. Crusaders, I think, and the keeper, Tom Murphy.
Aye. Right, well, Hand, welcome to the space. You can now speak.
Hello? You hear me all right, yeah?
Right. Aye, we can hear you.
Well, our game, I thought, obviously being at Ballymena for the Glenavon game, our game was a wee bit cagey. It was a classic first game of the season. I didn't think either team was great. The first half, I thought we were absolutely brutal, to be honest. And Gary said that in his interview as well. It was unacceptable level of performance. And the 2 goals that Ballymena scored, I mean, they'll not get much easier this season. 2 free headers inside the box. So I think we really need to sort out our defending the set pieces. For that, it was all day that Ballymena looked dangerous. And Ross Redmond missed a free header from the 6-yard box as well to make it 2-0 at one stage. Second half, obviously, when the game kind of burst into life with the red cards and the equaliser. Owen Bradley, it was stupid to throw his elbow. It was always a red card. I'll not complain about that one. But the Andy Doyle one was an absolutely atrocious decision by the referee. I don't even think it was a foul, to be honest. Never mind a red card, and I think everybody in the stand thought the same at the time. But we got our slice of luck in the end with short back pass and Prendergast. A great finish for 17, 18-year-olds. So I was absolutely ecstatic leaving the ground.
I'm sure you were.
Well, I'm sure you could see some of the messages.
94-minute equaliser.
Yeah, I was
94-minute.
I was struggling to get my voice back, but all right now.
That's right. Well, all the best to your voice here, Red Hand. That Glenavon Ballymena game was like peak Irish League football. 2 red cards and the 9 men scoring an equaliser.
We're just a 9-man
Bloody hell.
specialist, aren't we?
That should have been the game on Friday night, to be honest.
I
would have watched that.
It would have been a great game for it. Always entertainment between us and Ballymena.
You see what you're saying there. You see what you're saying there about it being a Friday night. Niffle really they cost the clubs money this weekend because they didn't allow clubs to play on the Friday night when they knew that the Apprentice Boys Parade was on the Saturday. And they cost the clubs money. Corian would have had 300, 400 more fans at the match on Saturday. The same would have occurred at Ballymena and Glenavon. You know, if them games had been on a Friday, there would have been bigger crowds. Like, how can Niffle justify doing that?
See, our game did get changed because remember Glenavon announced it saying that it was changed to Friday, and then a couple of days later put out another announcement saying it was put back. So, like, they obviously thought that it was going to be put on a Friday night, and then Niffle came out and moved it back.
So that fixture was just chaos, then.
Yeah, and then I heard last week at the Anna game the week before the league started that the game was on a Friday. I hadn't a clue what day it was meant to be going to Ballymena.
I seen one saying there that Linfield had a bigger crowd, and it was probably due to the match being on the Sunday because the parades were on the Saturday. So because people weren't parading, they went to the game on the Sunday. So Linfield actually got a boost because of it.
Yeah, I would assume so. I would imagine plenty of Linfield men wouldn't have been able to make a Saturday game. So definitely help putting them on the Sunday.
The Angry Rooster wouldn't have liked these Linfield IFA conspiracies. I'm just trying to see who's all on space here. Thank you everyone for coming on the space, by the way. If you want to come in and say your piece, don't be shy. Send in your request. We'll try and get everyone on, sure.
Yeah, we're here, Owen. Listen, BBC, they don't seem to be doing a highlight show, but all of the well, most of the clubs are show extended highlights on their YouTube channels. So if people go on, they'll see the highlights from all the different games there, rather than just the goals that are on BBC. Like Ballymena has 15 minutes of footage from the game there on Saturday.
Of course, you don't have the likes of Gary Lineker commenting over it, but like it's good enough. Alright. So, Radhan, is there anything else you want to say here?
No, that's all for now.
Alright. Thank you very much for coming on, sure.
All right, cheers for having me on.
Charlie, mate. Welcome to the Space Show. You can talk now.
Hello, I'm a Korean fan. Right. And I thought
Korean fans, great.
I thought it was going to be a tougher game against Cliftonville. It was in patches, but I thought for the most part, Korean outworked them in general in the midfield. Like that's where most of Cliftonville's danger comes from, because that's where the ball comes from, trying to get to Joe, you know, and Joe was basically useless.
Yeah, from what I saw in the highlights and all that, Korea had a really high energy pressing performance. They were just all over the park. Like we talk about the mistakes before, but I think Korean sort of forced the mistakes a wee bit.
Right,
they just played brilliant.
The reason why Evan got his goal, at least the first one, if I mind right, was because of the 3-man press. Your man had nowhere to go. Because the ball he could have got round Evan, but there was one or two men that was going to get 10 men away, so he had him make a decision, and he made the wrong decision, obviously. But like in general, I thought it was a brilliant game. Even after I was starting to panic when they scored the goal.
I'm not glad. I was having dreams of a cup final comeback as well.
Because I think the stat is that Cliftonville were one of the top teams from getting points from behind last season. I think they were like the top 3 or something. So I was like, "Oh, holy shit! Here we go." You know.
Yeah, I think Korean had a lot of spite from like last season, where we just walked them every single time.
It's not the fact. It's not the fact that you walked us. It's every time we were competitive, and then you.
They will take games. To be fair, they will take games.
Like, in that cup game, that goal shouldn't have stood. That was my only problem with most of the defeats against Cliftonville, was that we didn't put away our chances, and then the referees were just awful. But not that they're always awful, but most of the time they are. You know. But you have to take it. You have to take the rub of the green when you get it.
Yeah. On the cup final, like I'll never forget that day. Like a sheer joy when we were 2-0 down, to the sudden hope to when we scored. Like that, I will never forget that.
Can we get back? Can we get back to the subject? We seem to be drifting away to last season there.
Remember, if anyone wants to speak, I'll encourage you to come on in here, put in a question, and we'll get you on. Sure, like so.
When it comes to the attendance and the whole mess up with the fixtures, because we were Friday night until like 4 days before the game, and then it was Saturday, and then like they need to talk to the people that's involved with the club. Like I don't even know. Like they can't even talk to fans because no one has a real like a board or anything. They can talk to the actual board of the clubs. That's the only way they could do it. But then it's...
Charlie, I said that there on Twitter about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, that it'd be great if there was some sort of fans forum, where fans from the different clubs could feedback to Niffle on the fans' view of the likes of that there Friday night games and stuff like that there.
Yeah, because it would stop the whole thing about it would start the whole thing again of the summer games. I mean, it's always been whispered for about 3 or 4 years now, maybe longer. But like it would help to get a general consensus from the fans.
I think this space of it can help as well, because like obviously like, we're all average fans here, all coming in to have a voice with like pretty much 80+ people.
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff like this like will really help the league, give the fans a voice and all that.
I think
I'm all
junior
for
football
that.
plays a bit. So.
Like I'm all for. Even we may disagree with fans, we all have our own rights, but at the end of the day, we all want something. We all want the Irish League to progress, and that's probably the only way it's going to happen.
Sorry, Charlie, but I feel like we should probably move on here. Like, do you have anything else to say?
No, that's good, mate. Thanks.
All right, thanks
for having me on.
Thank you very much for coming on, Charlie.
No bother.
Owen, do you want to talk about the Crusaders Dungannon game?
I didn't watch that. I was just listening to the radio, and like Crusaders scored like 5 goals. So if we have a Crusaders fan of Dungannon, please come on in. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
I watched the highlights of it there. The Crusaders had them on their YouTube. Crusaders looked like they could have scored about 12 goals. Like they absolutely seemed to pummel Dungannon. And Ben Kennedy's like different class.
Aye. I got like my mate like Adam Heatley, and he got him like 45 days above me in the one day. So, but we were fuming about that.
I think it's going to be a long season for Dungannon, but like their transfer policy seems to be so scattergun. Players are like journeymen are arriving, and like what's the plan? Dean Shields is a manager who wants them to get the ball on the ground and play football, but the players that they're bringing in, it's like fucking a lucky dip.
Of course, and I have a couple injuries as well, like McGran and that May, I think his name is. Right.
And Crusaders, like I know I says in my vlog that I thought they'd finish, what was it, 5th or 6th or something. Crusaders look. I know they're only playing Dungannon, but they look good.
Aye.
They've changed their style. They're no longer pumping a high ball to the big boys. They're getting the ball on the ground, and they've got the likes of Kennedy and Heatley, and like them boys want the ball on the ground. I think they'll be doing well this season. They'll be up there.
Glentoran match will tell a big tale on Friday night.
If you don't mind, I'm going to bring another guest on here. Like, so welcome, welcome Conor Mcmahon, 22. Well, I understand you're away in a while. That's why I got you on here. Like,
yeah, can you hear me?
So what team do you support here?
Glentoran. Best team in the land.
We'll see it. So what are your thoughts, of course, on Friday night? Not the greatest game.
It's not, but it seems to be the same issue every time we go to Larne and play away. It's Sule in the middle just seems to run the show as usual. Never seen the common sense would be somebody to man mark him.
He never tires.
Try and take him out of the game, but he just, for being the smallest man on the pitch, he seems to win everything in the air as well.
Aye. Well, what's he like, 5'6" something?
If even.
Sule's a beast.
Brilliant player. Brilliant player. But no, just wondering with all is that who do you think who was the best team of the weekend, and who do you think was the worst team?
The best team was either Coleraine or Crusaders, in my opinion. The worst team probably being Campbell, unfortunately.
I did a poor game the whole match, to be fair.
Biggie Irish Prem, do you still want to speak in?
Well, you see the Glentoran Larne game on Friday night. I watched it, and the stream was quite poor, but I watched it. I watched what I could of it, and I was so surprised by the style of play of both teams. They didn't get the ball. They weren't trying to find them wee holes. No. It was very
shocking from both sides. Like I thought Paul O'Neill for Larne, the ball would have been played into him a lot more. To be honest, when I seen him getting subbed off, I forgot if he was even on.
I am the same. I didn't even realise he was playing. I don't understand. Like I watched Lauren in that European game, and all they did was pass the ball across. It was like watching crabs. It was absolutely boring. And I thought to myself, that's a wake up call. They'll
Yeah.
start the season and they'll find their way. But that game, they didn't find their way. And like Kearns was on the bench, and like Kearns is a quality direct player who wants to go for goal, and they didn't have him on until the
No,
last 20 minutes.
I was shocked by Glentoran starting 11 myself as well. I thought there would have been Ali Roy had a good pre-season. Harkless was a bit part, and I don't know. I think Mick still, after the last 2-3 years, he signed 145 players. He still can't tell you his best 11. It just doesn't make sense. Like, and if it's not 4-3-3, it seems to be nothing. There's no plan B at all. But
there doesn't seem to be a style of play neither, which is a bit
no,
worrying. It's like he hopes that like McManaman or Donnelly or Donnelly, the other Donnelly, are going to create something out of nothing. There doesn't seem to be any sort of defined style of play.
yeah, I honestly think they should be going a 4-4-2 or 3-5-2, something that when the likes of McManaman gets the ball down the wing and he's crossing it in, if it doesn't go to Jay, there's nobody else ever there. It's pointless. Like.
Yeah, but both teams having like a very weird transfer window. Glentoran making pretty much no signings. Lawn pretty much shifting half the squad around. They signed good players but got rid of good players. So I'm curious to see how Dante are going to finish up the season.
Yeah, going by the way the two of them started and going by the way the likes of even Cruz and Coleraine, like they're definitely going to be dark horses this year. In my opinion, like Ben Kennedy, I think is just unreal. I think he's too good for that team as well.
So is there anything else you want to say here, mate, before we take you off?
No, just I'm hoping Mick McDermott comes on for a wee 5 minutes here at least.
Me too. Like, but if he doesn't want to come on, he doesn't want to come.
No, that's it. But no, I'm enjoying what he's been doing the last couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to it for the rest of the year.
Thank you, Concord. Right, Leon Tierney, welcome to the Space Show.
Right, lads.
All
right. I'm Glentoran fan. I disagree with Picky. I thought both teams done all right. It's first game, but style of play. You have to think of the heat as well. It's first game. You think even Andy Warner speaking on the mic. Some boys only playing together for the first time with all the new signs have been brought in.
I know what you're saying, Leon, but if you were at the showgrounds on Saturday, you would have seen a whole new team together, and they looked like they've been playing for the last 5 years. They were that good and well tuned in, and I think that comes down to the pre-season and the coaching, and the Glentoran Lauren game. It was just, it might have looked better at the ground, but you see on TV, it was atrocious to watch.
I thought our performance was all right. Well, obviously the ball being in the air a lot does not help. The style of play. But obviously, you're always going to get that down. For it seems to be every time we go down, the ball is always in the air. It's never played on deck. But obviously, I think Conor was saying about the best 11. He's saying about Ali Roy wasn't starting. Rory Donnelly actually done amazingly well in the first half, and I think he definitely is. I think the best right man we have.
Well, what man Ali Roy? How do you right wing?
Roy Donnelly. Conor was saying about.
Is he anything like you see him?
What is it?
Did you say any much of Ali Roy though?
Ali Roy only came on for the last 10 minutes. He wasn't involved in the game at all. Didn't take, but Roy Donnelly in the first half was the most impactful player, and he took off. I'm nearly sure for Roy. It actually maybe might not have been, but obviously I think Roy Donnelly is a better player than Roy, from what Conor was saying there.
So are you worried about Glentoran this season or something?
Not at all. I think, in my opinion, I think this is the year. For all the signs, and he's got the team he wants, and I think we had a good pre-season. Definitely think Glenfield might fall away. That's just my opinion, but just with all the Europe games, especially if they qualify the group stages, they'll have a very slow start.
Yeah, of course, like people laugh at Mick McDermott's coaching ability a lot. Like, we even have a parody account of Mick McDermott in the Space.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he does have a quality coaching team around him.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, like, he listens more to them.
Yeah,
and
but people only see some of, they only hear what's on the outside. They don't really hear what's going on the inside. It's a totally different ball game from the inside. And obviously, you might think, he didn't fell away from last year, obviously the Irish Cup thing and all. But in my
Mm.
opinion, I think this is the season.
So again, like if anyone like 90 plus people here again, thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, if you want to speak, come on in, sure. We'll try and get everyone on.
Right, lads.
Uh,
All right, see you
then. Cheers, Leon.
Cheers.
Blur has requested here. Hello, Blur. What's the crack?
All right, how you doing? I just wanted to ask, see, what's your opinions on the Sunday games now being an option over in the north?
I'm for the Sunday games. Like I'm down for experimenting. Like, what do we have to lose?
It attracts a bigger crowd.
You Piggy, do you have any thoughts here?
Look, I don't care either way. I'm a fan of Friday night games, but if a game has to be on a Sunday, like I'd go. Like if a game was on a Monday morning at 8 o'clock, I'd go to it. So the time of the game doesn't matter. I do think for atmosphere though, Friday night seems to be the best one if you want a bit of atmosphere at a game.
Yeah.
But because Friday night's not that great for away days. Like if you have like you're a Korean fan, if you have to drive like an hour and a half to Newry, and then do that at night again, like what, you're going to be home like midnight or some shit?
To be fair, I've gone down to Dublin 2 or 3 times this year, down to Tallaght. You're not doing it every week. And like the atmosphere down south, and I don't really want to touch on it too much, but it's night and day compared to most of the Irish League games, and
probably
it's
because of the floodlight and all that.
Like, no word of a lie. You see, if you go up to the Brandywell, man, people are sitting there with a 12-deck beer. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, boys will tell you, there's a few boys listening there who go to the games. There's 12-deck beer, and they're shouting to the steward, "Pass me a rock shore there." And there's no trouble at the ground. They're all having a great time. Irish League seems to be a bit sort of, oh, we can't do that there. It's too dangerous to do that. Let people go and have a bit of crack and relax.
Get the powers out and all that. Have a wee party here.
Not talking about them tonight neither. Anyway, here Sundays. If Korean have to play on the Sunday, I'll be there. Even if it's in Newry or wherever, I'd love an away day in Newry on a Sunday. I think that'd be cracker.
Aye. Go on, Blow.
As I said, do you think overall that the crowds would increase Sunday versus Saturday?
I don't think it'll make a difference. Unless there's something on the Saturday, like for example Saturday Pass there with the band played, and then Linfield playing on the Sunday because they had to, like a few of the Linfield boys in the Linfield forum was saying that they thought there was an increase because more boys were able to attend. So it has its pros and it has its cons. In Northern Ireland, it's the traditional thing, that's the problem with Sunday games and people's religious beliefs, which obviously they're entitled to, so. But look, every other country in the world is playing football on a Sunday. I'd be happier, to be honest, if they move amateur football to a Sunday.
That was actually the next point I was going to make about amateur football being on a Saturday. So on a Sunday, it gives fans more of a chance to go to games. That was actually the next point I was going to make, though. So.
But there's many people who'd want to go to amateur and Irish League games.
Well, I didn't go to Irish League games because I would have been playing on a Saturday, for years. And then whenever I got too old, happy days, I was able to go every week. You can't be playing football at, 2 o'clock and then being able to go to a game. It just couldn't happen.
You can't just play the first every night, but in fact, not really an active plan, is it? So, Blur, is there anything else you want to say here?
No, that's perfect. Thanks, guys.
No bother, sure. Again, if anyone else wants to send in a request, we're more than happy to take them. Like, we want to try and get as many fans on as possible. So, shout out to Kick and Match and Flying Nats Pod for tuning into the space. Emerald Football and all. Let's see what else here. I want to see if there's a play here or something. Can't really find a player, no.
Owen, do you want to move on to one of the other games?
We won't really do it one game at a time. We're just going like we'll have a fan wanted to request in like, but sure we can talk about another game.
Sorry, going ahead.
I think the only game left was Newry and Carrick, if I'm not mistaken.
And Linfield as well.
But I don't want to talk about Linfield.
It's all right. I'll talk about
it. And so, do you want to talk about Linfield first, then?
No, can we talk about the Carrick Newry game and talk about that goal?
Aye, fuck's sake, that goal.
My word.
Goal of the season.
Absolute screamer. Yeah, look, I'm not even like the fella who scored it was Tommy Lockhart. I'm not even sure what was going on in Tommy's head. Like he was near the halfway line, and then decided to boot it. Like you understand, Brexit ball, but bloody hell.
And the Newry fans were right behind that goal. What a welcome to the Irish Premiership! Like seeing that there drop in the top corner, it was sensational.
It's a shame Newry didn't win. Like imagine that was a match winner. You would tell your grandkids about that.
I know, and they end up losing.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the red card? Because I don't know why the fella got red carded. It didn't make sense. I watched the highlights there on Carrick's YouTube, and there didn't seem to be anything. The boy didn't do anything. He maybe said something. I don't know why he's sent off.
I didn't see it as well. Like the red card was Clonmaloney Donald Rocks, like. So that's not a good day for him. He's in my fantasy team, of course.
But here, like looking at Carrick, I think they'll win games this season against top teams because they've got really good players. You know, like they've got seven. I think about 7 players who've got loads of Irish League experience. And if you have a fit Curtis Allen, he'll score you goals. Like you get the ball in the box, Curtis Allen scores you goals.
Do you think they could
Curtis Allen's a quality striker to be for him. Go on, mate.
Do you think they could close the gap to Ballymena or Glenavon?
Oh, I don't think they can. I think a top 6 is too strong.
Well, I don't know. More the 7.8.
What?
Like Carrick close the gap to Ballymena.
I think you see if they can keep their strongest players fit. I can't see why they don't. You know, I don't see why they can't go to the likes of Ballymena and Glenavon and take points off them. If they take points off the teams around them, they'll finish above them.
Fair enough, like. And of course, like the relegation battle seems to be between Newry, Portadown, and Dungannon. I know we're only one game weekend, but that seems to be how it's shaping up.
Yeah, them 3 teams from the highlights, they just don't look like they have got any sort of strength to do anything. But look, there's still another 3 weeks of transfer window, 2 or 3 weeks. So there's players that will not be playing for Korean who will be going out and loan. You know, so I'm sure there's players at Cliftonville, Enfield, Glentoran who'll be looking to play football. So they could end up at them clubs.
Yeah, of course. I think your man Marin is away to loan.
Is that happening? Good player.
Aye, quality player. I said he went for him and all that.
Are Lauren going to pay the money for? Like, how much is Marin going to go for? Because like he's a top player.
Lauren half the money. Knowing it's between Lauren and Glentoran, probably like 100k. But again, I haven't a clue. So I'm just wild guessing here.
Mm-hmm. I think Lauren needs signings as well, anyway. But there's not much else I can think about the Carrick game. You know, as I say, I watched the highlights and Carrick TV do a sort of uncut thing, and you get to see different angles. It's very good to watch.
Yeah, of course, Carrick with a very good media team like last year. We saw like a bunch like Golda between the manager and the coaching staff and all.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Like that's the sort of thing I want to see because when you're at the games, you see it. So if you're not at the game, it's great to be able to still see, you know, the likes of like King. He's box office to watch. Like he's mad.
It gets to a King on Gaga box. That's what I say.
And Dean Shields, the one with Dean Shields was brilliant. Like,
if you don't mind, I'm going to add on new guest here. Like so. Alan O'Gorman, welcome to the Space Show. You can now speak.
Well, lads, how's it going?
Yeah. Of course, we were talking about Newry laws, so how was your
just coming off the topic of the game, I just want to talk about Lockhart's goal firstly, because I don't think I'll ever see a goal live like that ever again. So put that out there anyway.
Yeah.
But I think Newry played well in the first half.
I think the closest goal sorry, go on.
No, sorry away.
I was about to say, I think the only goal that came close to the icing knife was Billy Joe Burns, North Belfast derby last year. Like was absolute screamer, proper toppings. I cried when I went in. Like, anyway, go on.
Yeah, I think Newry played well in the first half. It was good football. I was actually really impressed and quite shocked. Lassie Lockhart got that goal. I think when it came to the second half, I think we were just a bit scrappy and we just kind of dropped the momentum. And Carrick just got the better of us, and all by means fair play because they're definitely a better team there. I would say Newry player stood out for us. I'd say that had to be Dale Montgomery. Like, he was from start to finish in the midfield solid, and he's always been like that consistently. Even when we were in the last time in the Premiership in 2018, Dale was always there for us, and he was a really good midfielder. So I'll always say that there. The red card never helped either, of course, but I don't know what happened. I wasn't even looking, to be honest. So it was just, yeah.
Do you think Newry going to survive?
Yeah, well, I think we can. I think we have the ability to survive. We do. I think we will actually survive. I just think we've got to keep going and try to win the games against like the Carrick and Portadown, Dungannon, or kind of, I wouldn't say relegation rivals, maybe more so, but trying to get wins against them, with taking points off them, will be our best chance. And I think we will stay up. Honestly, maybe for the playoff or not, I think we'll stay up.
Of course, like Newry haven't had a very good transfer window, like more of a quiet one. So, like, did they bring any? Did they even bring in any players?
Yeah.
But Donald Rocks?
We brought in Andy Martin from Banbridge Town, Ethan Sousa from Dungannon, and we also got the boy Clark, who's played for Armagh GA. But apart from that, I think we managed to keep a lot of good players from last season, like McGovern, Taylor, and whatnot. And
of course, unfortunately, we didn't get Casey back on loan again.
I would have loved to
he
have
was good
Casey again. He was phenomenal for us, honestly. Like, he was a great player. Yeah, so I think it was good to keep a lot of boys from here from last season, next season. And just want to give a big shout out to Mark Kelly, who can see listener. He was a great player for us last season. He'll always have my respect. So it's good to keep a lot of players from last season still in the squad for this year.
All right. So thank you very much, Adam.
No problem.
So
Thank you very much, lads. All the best.
Biggie, do you want to talk? Okay. Now, mine sure just went off. All right. Jake Logan, welcome to the space. Who can I speak? Jake, mate,
hello?
You're on mute. You have
to hear me now?
We go back.
Hello, how you doing? Well, I'm a Christian, and I was just talking about the Sunday games there. Personally, I think it's a very good idea. Also, I go to a non-traditional church, like an evangelical church, and me and my mates were discussing it, and we actually think it's a very good idea. Sunday games will get more people out, because not everybody can get there, like, because of work commitments and stuff. So I actually think it's a very good idea.
Versatile kickoffs and all that, very good.
I think I'm all for it. Like, as I'm sure if people, like, if they're really dead against it, they just won't go. But, like, it's good to have a different option, because sometimes you're sitting on a Sunday and you have nothing to do. So why not go to a football match?
Aye. I can go to a lower league match on Saturday. Irish league match on Sunday. I don't know.
Well,
that'll be a very good thing.
That's a very good way to look at it. Like, get the weird teams a bit of money on a Saturday afternoon.
Aye. Of course, I went to a couple down to golf Saturday games last year, and I was when Campbell were playing, and that was good crack, sure.
Like, I have a couple of like lower league teams around where I live, and like they always have a decent enough attendance. So,
so what were your thoughts on the Ballymena game? Saw you a Ballymena fan now.
It was very frustrating. Like, we did play well up until they scored the first goal. Big guy, Jordan Gibson. I think he's been a very shrewd piece of business.
So, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did your heart break when that equaliser went in?
Oh, it was nearly flashbacks to the cup final, to be honest.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I honestly didn't know what to think, but Glenavon, just the same as them on Boxing Day, they went 9 men against Portadown and still managed to find a way to get something out of it. I don't know whether Gary Hamilton sets them up to be like that, or it's just what they do.
Yeah. Do you think Ballymena can break into the top 6, Or are you not that optimistic?
I think we can. I think our downfall last season was we're going high the following week. We do something stupid. Like, I know Cup and League's different, but we beat Larne in the penalties in the Irish Cup quarter final. Then the following week we get beat 1-0 to put her down. But this consistency really lets us down.
Put down with Vega at home last season. They took points off Clonmel, Linfield, and Glentoran.
Mm-hmm.
So, not sure how they finished 11th. They were very good at home. So, is there anything else you want to say here, Jay?
No, that's me.
Alright, thank you very much for coming on, sure.
Owen, I've got a private message here before Carl comes on. A fella James here, he doesn't want to speak, so he's a Crusaders fan. So I'll read you out what he's written to me here. Okay.
Mate, I'm very sorry for you. Very sorry.
He says, and I actually agree with this. He says Crusaders outside of their COVID spell were arguably the best in the league last season. He's a Cliftonville fan. There we go. I can't believe I called him a Crusaders fan.
Anyway, can't believe you.
He says the run into the end of the season since they lost against Cliftonville at Solitude, they could have won the league. And he says it's very frustrating to play when they're 1-0 up and there's no safer team in the league. And he says 28 goals in their last 10 games, and Ben Kennedy is possibly the best player in the league, just behind Conor Mcmahon. You can't argue with that there.
Yeah, I always hate going 1-0 down against Crusaders because they know how to defend.
They do
get many goals because Stephen Baxter's like a master at it.
Aye, he is very well organised. But here, that shout about Ben Kennedy saying, he's just behind Conor McMahon. Why can't Ben Kennedy not be called into a Northern Ireland squad? I don't know if he's a Northern Ireland man or Ireland, but if Conor McMahon can get into the squad, why can't Ben Kennedy?
I think Kennedy represented Northern Ireland at youth level.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's I love watching him, and you know what? He's a wind-up merchant as well. He's not feared to look at the crowd and have a bit of crack with them. I think he's brilliant.
Of course, like the debate for the best player in the Irish League one for another day, but there are some good contenders. But Paul Heatley scored for Crusaders. He's 45 or something, 46. He's still scoring goals. He's doing well.
Yeah.
He's like 46, looks 23. So I want that man's face cream. That's what I want. Alright, so Carl Cully, you are not as a speaker. You can now speak.
Alright lads, how are you?
How are you?
Yes, I'm all good. Listen, I just wanted to speak about a few things. First of all, was just to give you a few talking points on it. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Aye, we can hear you.
So first of all, was up with Coleraine on Saturday, obviously with the whole train situation, and I just thought Kimball fans, most of the trains were treated like dirt. So they were summoned like kids at half time. So they were £17 return on a train to be told they weren't allowed back on the train was a joke. Now I understand the circumstances, but that was it. But just didn't go down too well.
Yeah, of course. I don't know what happened though. I think that train thing is a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
I think that's just entirely chaos.
This should have been organised before. I thought before.
This is a shit show.
Carl, I agree with you. We were sitting in the stand and we heard the announcements and we were laughing at it, because it was just amateur hour again. But I think it was the right thing to do.
100%.
Because stuff's going on, but that should have been sort of considered beforehand by someone. I don't know who.
Such a long journey, Piggy, as well. Now, even sorry, it was just such a long journey. Kids that were there, it was mostly kids. £17 on a train. And
did you get the bus okay?
No, I didn't get here. I had nothing to do with it. I had a few friends actually. They were going to the Fela, and the bus actually brought them to the social. So they did. So they were stuck in North Belfast after they weren't allowed to get off. So we got one out. Which is even worse anyway. Especially after getting beat by Coleraine. But here, listen. Secondly, I don't know where you even know, but the Reds and Enfield are playing in the Scottish Challenge Cup here in a month as well.
I forgot.
That's very exciting. that's right. Here the potential to be drawn away to Rangers B at Ibrox.
Aye, I was thinking that. We're going on a trip to Ibrox, lads.
It'd be brilliant, but here there's potential it could be at home as well. But we're all looking a wee trip away. And then just to give you a few talking points, that's all. And then the Irish Cup's exciting, so that's all I wanted to come on and say anyway. And just here, good luck for the rest of the season. On you, okay?
Thank you very much, Paul.
Okay, here just before it goes away, I have to say, Petey, your son is definitely a Reds fan. Just before we leave.
Not after Saturday, man.
Oh, she's a good man.
He is. Just after the
Well, he
5
was a
wins
good man
last
till
season, I
Saturday.
don't blame him. Goodbye, lads.
Of course, Plymouth Linfield are in the wee Scottish Challenge Cup thing. So I can't wait for that show. It's going to be on the same week. It's going to be on the same day, the same weekend that Ireland's playing Scotland away. So all the Plymouth fans will look forward to that. 2 matches one day, sure.
I should have probably scheduled them at the same time. You know what football authorities are like. But you know what? There's the potential for some really good draws in that there. You know, like I wish Korean were in it. They were in it the other year, and the boys got to go over the wheels and all, so they did. Good away day for them, apparently. I'm not saying anything more about
that. Wales do have some solid teams, like the New Saints and like Ballatown and all those solid teams. They're good teams, sure. Irish Pam, do you want to say anything?
Well, just on that Challenge Cup, they could get a away day against Shamrock Rovers, I'm pretty sure, or
I don't think League of Ireland teams are in it, are they?
I think it's only UK teams.
I knew they used to be in it, I just don't know if they were in it anymore. And then I think there's the potential to get a non-league team in England. But, I think they have a real potential to go far in it. Because obviously now them being professional, Cliftonville aren't, but, Linfield could go maybe, a quarter-final, semi-final.
Yeah, Linfield fans get like 3 tours to Scotland or some shit.
I mean,
that'd be some crack.
Wouldn't be too bad, like, if you're getting to a semi-final.
Of course, getting pretty close to 10 here. So I think we're going to switch it to the reviews now for Saturday's game.
When you talk about Linfield first?
Didn't we already talk about them?
No.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Carrick because they're better.
And
we'll talk about Linfield first.
I watched the highlights of that game. Linfield's goals were all scored in crosses. Thought that was interesting.
I like going all against Portadown. Not looking good for Portadown.
No, the keeper was not exactly great for them neither.
No, isn't that Bama? The wee South African guy.
Jethron Bars, is that his name?
Yeah.
He'll probably have a stormer against us this Saturday, right enough. Liverpool are bloody useless. That's me out of the last man standing already. Hey.
Oh, well, you get them next year, Picky. You can always do the Irish League last man standing.
Brutal, man. Anyway, look, Linfield won a canter from the highlights. Easy street for them. So it was. Portadown looked like they're going to have a long season ahead of them. But we'll see. Don't know, is there any Linfield fans who were at the game yesterday who want to say anything about it?
We haven't had many requests from Linfield fans.
No.
It's
probably because I'm the co-host and some of them don't like me. I love them all too.
Flying that trip, Paul has requested to speak. So we're going to bring him on now.
He's a Linfield fan, isn't he?
Aye. Well, there's one Linfield and one Glanthorne fan. So we're kind of short, I think. Flying that Paul, welcome to the space.
You're on
again. There we go.
Yeah.
Is this a Linfield fan running it
all? Well, we're actually both here. We've just recorded our third episode there, folks. So, both of us were at the game yesterday.
Can you give us a sneak peek?
What? No, that would be spoiling
sneak peek of the podcast?
No. But no, both of us were at the game yesterday. Actually, Owen got in the away end, but wouldn't let him in the home end. No Glenmen allowed. But yeah, Blues played really, really well yesterday. Very strong performance. I really loved how Kirk Miller played yesterday. Played out of his skin. He was unbelievable. And I don't think the highlights will show how good Stevie Fallon was either. Stevie Fallon was unbelievable that game. And yeah, I totally agree with you guys. Portadown could be in for a long, long season if they continue the way they're going. A couple of good performances in the team, but just needs to all gel. A lot of transfers, of course. So yeah, probably what everybody expected was an easy win for Linfield, but yeah, could be a long one for Portadown.
All right.
And what about Kirk Miller's teeth?
What was sorry, broke up on me there, Piggy?
What about Kirk Miller's teeth? Can you see them from the stand?
Yeah, he actually got them on the European tour that we're going on. He got them in Turkey.
Man, they're the brightest teeth I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my life.
they're pretty dodgy.
I
Like
can't.
yeah,
Honestly, I had to say that. Like,
they're
That's
dodgy.
just classic hashtag Irish League behaviour.
His
Talking about someone's
performances in the pitch are better than his teeth. We'll put it that way.
I'm not. That'll be quite hard to beat here. Alright, well, fine, that's while you're on here. I just got a DM for someone asking what's our thoughts on Conor McMahon. So, yeah, like, Picky, do you want to kick us off here, like?
sorry, what was that there?
Thoughts on Conor McMahon?
Aye, good player, like, but is he the best player in the Irish League? I don't know.
The best forward player, probably.
Well, look at it this way. He's played for the national team, and he looked like he's been playing for the national team for a long time. You know, and you can't give him more credit than that there. If you can play at international level, you've something about you.
Fine, that's Irish Prime. Do you have anything to say?
We're going to put you through to our Glentoran correspondent here. Sorry.
Alright, get him on.
Yeah. Hello, how's it going? Yeah, no, I think Conor McMahon's definitely got to be up there for one of the best, if not the best in the league. He's probably up there with a handful. I'd say, who else would you? Ben Kennedy maybe in there at the minute as well. Chris Shields as well. Probably those three, I'd say, are probably the top
Johnny
three at the
Adams,
minute in
of
the league.
course.
Yeah. But no, I think he got almost the same amount of goals as Jay Donnelly last season, and he didn't take any of the penalties, which quite a lot of the goals came from for Jay. So he chipped in with assists. I think the international recognition was good for him, but we'll see if he gets called up again here in September. Be interesting to see. I think he probably will because he seemed to play pretty well in the last games. But no, Mark's a fan as well of him. Like, he'll not me admit it, but he definitely thinks he's up there anyway. We've kind of debated for a while between Shields and McManaman, but I think recently, like, and even last season, Ben Kennedy probably comes into the equation too. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Ben Kennedy's quality, like Johnny Adams as well. Maybe even Ronan Hill if he can catch fire. So maybe Johnny Adams definitely though. He's up there top 3, top 4.
Wind your neck in. No chance. He's not even the best centre half for Cliftonville, flip's sake.
That like we have 5 chance about him. Right? You don't get 5 chance for being shit.
Wind your neck. He's not
Let's
one
be
of the
honest,
best players in the
Cliftonville only did well because they had a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, and look what happened to them on Saturday with a dodgy keeper.
I think that's a better Fox. We had 2 keepers. Declan Dunn played from the start to the ironically against Coleraine last season. Playing, so we had 2 different keepers. So I think that's better for.
I know. I was only slabbering.
No slabbering on the space. That's be a civilized debate here.
Do you think that Gartside's going to be your number 1 now, or are you going to stick with Tally?
I think the fans were up and uproar after him. I think Gartside has to be number 1. Like, I think Tally just lacks experience, which of course was the reason why he's on loan. But at the same time, after last season, we don't exactly have that transitional period. Sorry, go on, Piggy.
I was talking to a few Derry City fans at game on Saturday. I was talking to them about Gartside. I was asking, what's he like? And they says like he's a top quality shot stopper. That's his strength, So it says he's maybe not great at coming for crosses and stuff, but his shot stopping's his main attribute. So, like, I don't know, did he go to Cliftonville to be backup keeper when he was already backup keeper where he lives?
I think Garside would be demanding the start now against Carrick, sure. And honestly, I'm expecting a response against Carrick from the Clonmel players. All right. So just before we get to the review here, I've been sent a DM by the one and only Smick McDermott, and he has a couple of things to say. He thinks Jake Donnelly's going to get 40 goals, which includes goals he scores in training. Healy won't take a point off Mick this season. And Ali Poor is going to pump another few hundred K into his team before the transfer window closes. So great insight there from Smick. Thank you very much. All right. So I think we're going to move on to like the reviews now. So if anyone wants to come in with a review for Saturday, like Picky, do you want to have a review here?
Preview. Well, look, as far as Korean goes, if every player is fit that played last week is fit for this week, they play. You don't change a winning team with Korean. But you know what? We went to Portadown last year a couple of times. I didn't see the second game because the car broke, but the first game was absolutely awful. It was like Portadown just made the game, awkward, and it was terrible. And then the second game, by all accounts, they embarrassed Korean, But it's a totally different Portadown team. So I expect Korean to go down there and win by a couple of goals, like.
Of course, like the players probably had a lot of spite towards Clonmel after last season, after not being us. They probably feel the same to put it down. Feel like Korean players have a point to prove now.
Hope so.
Flying that spot. Is there anything else you want to say before we take you off?
No, that's us. Just listen to the Best Irish League pod when it's released.
Sure. No bother. Sure. I'm going to go check out the pod when it releases.
Here, guys, can I just say there, while you are on, I listened to the first couple there and they were very good. I enjoyed them, so I did. And I think that once she's sort of got into it and relaxed, I enjoyed it, and there was a wee bit of comedy in it. And I like that wee bit of sort of joking around that you had, with the Glentoran and Linfield rivalry and stuff.
Thanks very much, mate. Much appreciated. And yeah, we're really looking forward to the big 2 games when they come on. Because we'll definitely be able to have a go at each other, regardless of the result.
All right. So
100%. Thanks very much, guys. No, that's me. Thanks. Cheers, guys. Bye. Bye.
Good luck with your podcast and all that. Right. So, FC Dylan, we'll bring you back. Do you have any what do you like a review for, of course, Clonmel games against Carrick?
Well, I'm hoping that Clonmel win. Obviously, I can't see Carrick winning, but I just don't think Carrick are that good anymore. But I have a review outside of Clonmel, and you may think I'm crazy, but I think Newry might kick up a stink against Linfield.
I hope so, but I doubt it.
Just have a feeling.
I doubt that.
First Premiership match at home against the big team. Just seems like it's going to happen, but wouldn't be surprised if Linfield win 8-0. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I was half expecting another request from Flying that Spot here to come in and talk about that.
I think you spoke quite well. I think you should get him back on. So, looking at the matches here, I think Lorne will beat Glenavon easy enough. Glenn's and Cruz.
You never know about Lorne. They're a bit inconsistent.
That's true, but I just have a feeling this season they'll be a bit more controlled. Glenn's and Cruz. That'll be an interesting match to look out for. That's on the Friday.
Like, of course, the last game didn't go very well with Cruz because it being very tight, neck and neck with Cruz winning 4-0.
You're right there, but I don't know.
So is there anything else here?
Nah, all the other games, I mean, they've already really been talked about, so nothing much I can say.
Hey, Piggy, Irish Prem, do you want to respond to that? Like, anything you say?
The Linfield Newry game's interesting because Linfield are away in Latvia on Thursday, aren't they?
Aye.
So they're going to be coming back from Latvia on Friday, and then down to Newry on Sunday. If Newry are up for it, like Newry can cause them problems. I think Linfield will still have too much quality. Their squad's it's a massive squad, but Newry could, if they do things the right way, they could make it awkward for them.
Yeah, Newry played Glantown in the Irish Cup last year. Of course, we all know how that went with Common and all that, but the performance itself was actually pretty decent.
Well,
They
Newry
nearly beat
tanked
Glantown on the
3-0,
day.
like.
Newry are a solid squad, like.
I'm just looking at Newry this season.
Irish Prem Live, do you want to speak?
No, I think Linfield will still have too much quality for Newry, but you never know. First game back in the Premiership, big crowd. Obviously, Linfield tired, probably changing their time a bit. It could maybe get like a draw, but it'll be difficult for them now.
Alright. Hey, thank you, mate. Is there anything else you want to say here?
No, that's me. We'll crack you on the head. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming on. Right. So, Carson, mate, you've been requesting for a while. Welcome back to the space.
Alright, I'm back, boys.
Alright. So, like, tell us a bit more about Institute, the championship, and all that. Cause you're a big championship
Oh,
fan.
here, the best league in the world, hey. It's not like the Premiership. I think the best thing about the Championship is anyone could beat anyone, and like anyone could finish anywhere in that league. It's ridiculous.
I can't wait for Newington to win the league. And have a
Newington are not winning the league, hey.
You never know.
I think I've got them to finish. I've actually got them to finish like 8th, I think, which is actually not too bad considering they just got promoted. But Stuart's won the league, boys.
I can look with that.
Well, no, I think well, Warren Point, I'd say they'll be up there. Like, then you always get the sort of Ballina Mallard, Welders, even Dundela might do well this year. Like we've got Anna and we've got Anna on Saturday, first home game of the season, and like last year, being in the playoff, no one would expect. I think the year before before COVID they only came up from the intermediate league, like. And like finished second, so it's like anyone can beat anyone. And I mind like at the end of last season we played them 2 games before the split, and we had just lost 1-0 against Queens, and we were like, boys, we're gonna get relegated here. Like we're gonna have to be in a playoff, or we might even go down automatically. And we lost to Queens. Awful game of football. Played Anna at home the next week, and we're expecting to get better and beat them 5-1. Like. So that's why that's.
Well, good luck to you in the championship. Hopefully you don't get relegated. That would not be very good.
No, we're winning the league, boys.
Good luck
and then we're
fuck, that's gonna be some away day next season.
Best stadium in the world. Best team in the world, boys.
Might as well go from 1 point to Derry. Jesus Christ.
They've got also the Brandon on Boxing Day.
I am sure they're going to enjoy that.
There's honestly going to be no one there. Like I don't see the point in it. Like whoever the NFL made the decision to do that's stupid. Especially it being like the longest away day in Northern Ireland, like 2.5 hours in the bus.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Like a border town to a border town.
Yeah, exactly. It's like whoever made that decision to put them on Boxing Day needs sacked, to be honest with you. But I'm telling you now, so boys, bit of an insight for me. A bit of I'd stack a tenner on Stuart to win the Irish Cup this year.
Alright. I'll stick a $5 on myself.
You may as well, boys. Well, here, I'll tell you what, we've got Coleraine in the Northwest Cup in 2 weeks, Peaky. So
right, go and kick him off.
I know how all the best, lads. Thanks for having me on twice.
All right, Carson.
All the best, boys.
I didn't feel like I was going on for a bit too long, like Alright, red hand. Welcome back to the space. What are your opinions on like the West weekend's fixtures? Like, what do you think will happen?
Well, regarding our game, Larne are a massive bogey team for us. We haven't beat them since we came back up. Now, obviously, they're a professional team. They should be beating us every single game with no baller, but there has been times that we have been the better team and they just seem to always get a goal off us. So I'll be optimistic and say a draw for us, but a Larne win's probably the most likely event. Around the rest of the league, Coleraine will hammer Portadown, I reckon. I think Portadown's got too many new players. They'll struggle, particularly at the start of the season here. Linfield, I'd imagine. I know they're in Latvia Thursday, but they'll be enough to get past Newry. I kind of fear for Carrick. I have a feeling that Cliftonville might bounce back and bounce back hard. Maybe absolutely hammer Carrick at Solitude. But I think it'll just be your usual suspects winning again this week.
Alright, so is that it? Anything else?
Nope, that's all.
Alright. Thank you very much, Ralhan, for coming on here.
Right.
Alright. Peter, we'll bring you on, sure. Right, so Peter, you can now speak, sure. So what can you... You're on mute here. Peter, mate.
Hello.
Alright, so what team do you support, Peter?
Coleraine.
Ah, you poor soul. I can't say shit after Saturday. I can't even say shit.
I was away on Saturday, but obviously Skinner Bradley moved to Glenavon and he's in 5 minutes against Ballymena. So he got sent off. What do you think of that?
Well, Yoshin was right.
This Oshin's Twitter account.
What do you say? Skinner's brutal.
I know. Do you think he meant to do it, or did he just come on the pitch to absolutely batter Ballymena?
Nah, if you watch what happened, the Ballymena player was at him as he would be, and Skinner was he just threw the elbow into him. Like Skinner, like we've seen Skinner, he's done it before. He got sent off against Stewart years ago in a boring 0-0 draw at the showgrounds, and he did the exact same thing.
Yeah. I think Skinner was so angry after Oshin's comment, he just beat up the first player he saw.
I'll have to get them to meet up again.
Oh yeah, boxing match.
We'll do a penalty shootout. The two of them can.
Penalty shootout against an actual striker. That'll be fun.
Skinner's not good at penalties, but
same with Joe Gormley. Right, Peter, you have any thoughts on your games coming on?
What?
Do you have any thoughts on the other games? Like Kimball Carrick and all that?
I think Cliftonville will batter Carrick this weekend, but
Good,
what a wonder goal by Newry City, by the way, at the weekend.
Aye.
But also, Conor McKendry, obviously Coraine's brought in Lee Lynch and McLaughlin and all. Piggy, where do you think Conor McKendry will be on the list now?
I think he'll get his chance. They'll all get their chance because you see the way Coleraine they look like they're going to play with this high press this year. Mm-hmm. Players are going to be dead on their feet doing that there, and players are going to get injured doing that there. The same way they do, like you look at the likes of Liverpool and all, there's players dropping every week, but now Coleraine have players who can, just replace. So Conor will get his chance, and Jack O'Mahony's there, and he'll get his chance, and Michael McCrudden, like there's no way McCrudden's been signed to sit on the bench neither,
Arn trainer too.
Well, look, I don't think trainers even been training much. I'd be surprised if he's there at the end of the transfer window. Because he's not going to displace Dean Jarvis, and They've a wild knack of putting Carson in the left back whenever they need that sort of backup. So and even Adam Mullen can do left back if needed. So can Rodney Brown. I'd be surprised if Trainer's still there at the end of the window. Like,
what did you think at Farn at centre back there at the weekend?
Here, you wouldn't know that he played in the championship last season. Like, I thought he was superb. Like, he missed a couple of headers, but like, he's up against Gormley. Gormley's one of the top players in the league. But I thought he was brilliant, and I thought on the ball he was composed, and you just wouldn't know that he was playing in the league below last season. And even Adam Mullen, by the way, like, Adam Mullen got absolutely slaughtered by Korean fans last season, and rightly so, because he was poor when he played, but he's had a full pre-season, he's fully fit, and Oren loves him, and I thought he was very composed on Saturday as well. And look, a few years ago, him and Snowy were the best centre-back pairing in the league. Mullen's not a bad player.
See, the past 2 years with Korean, like, Oren Kearney has changed it around. The football Korean played on Saturday from the highlights, it was amazing. They've just changed it around the past 2 years. Even at Larne last season, I've seen a bit, but this season it looks completely different. And I think we can challenge for the League and Cup, but it's just, the squad depth of Linfield and all, it's just probably too much.
Nah, look, Kearney's best manager in the league, like.
That's a statement.
And he had a bad year. He had a bad season last year, and I was critical of him, and a lot of people were. But you know what? Like, the squad that he had wasn't good enough, and I was always complaining. Why is he not? Why are they not doing a high press? Why are they doing this? The players weren't good enough to do it, and I think the board, they have to have said to him, listen, ride out this season, and then next season the money will be there for you. So.
I think Patrick Kelly's brought in so much money for us, and you can see him. Did he not score a hat-trick there for West Ham?
Oh, that was Colin Marshall.
Oh, well. Oh, right. It looked like. But anyway, he's doing very well for West Ham already, so it just shows Korean's academy is bringing in so many good players. He's probably got one of the best academies in Northern Ireland.
I don't know about that. Like,
well, we brought in.
They released the whole under-20 team. So they did, and promoted the under-18 team to the under-20s there this season.
There's a few players. There's a few good players, but no. They'll do well this season, I would say.
I look, all we can ask for as fans, and the same with any club, is you just want to go and see your team put in 100%. And if Korean do that every game this season, Korean will be up there at the end.
I do think Korean will struggle against Glenavon this season. I don't know why.
Don't say that. Don't.
It's just Glenavon and Korean. It's always.
I know.
They just Glenavon's like a dark horse this year, I would say.
A very, very dark horse, to be honest.
Hey, Peter, I'm sorry to cut this short, but we have a couple of other requests to get through. So, do you have anything else to say?
No, thanks.
Thank you for coming on, Peter.
Right, see you there.
Right, now, I know I see a couple of requests here, but I just got a DM from a fella called James, and he pretty much just brings up a couple of points. I won't read every single one, but I'll read a couple. Glanthorne versus Crusaders. Can Ben Kennedy and Paul Heatley keep the scoring boots on? Can them two keep up the form and all that, Piggy? Irish Prem.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading the DM there.
We're all getting DMs at this point. Like, can Ben Kennedy and Paul Heatley keep the scoring boots on against Glanthorne?
I think they can. Like, definitely.
Yeah, I don't see not.
I think Crusaders are going to. I think they're going to beat Glentoran, to be honest. I did a score prediction there. Did I say 3-2 for Crusaders? Like, I think Crusaders just, honestly, they just look good. Like they're on it.
Right, and like I'll read another one here. Will Paul O'Neill get up and running for long after he says flop spells at Glens and Glenville? I don't think he flopped at Glentoran, did he?
No.
Paul O'Neill. Don't think he dropped. Don't think he flopped though. He flopped at Glenville, you could argue that, but Barry's pretty decent.
He didn't flop at Cliftonville. He scored in that fucking League Cup final.
He's got a couple of goals, but there were players ahead of him. Like, I kept always saying, why isn't he starting? But like, Paddy didn't see anything in him, I guess. So.
But he brought in Hale, so someone had to go, and Gormley's not going to go, and Curran's not going to go.
Alright, so I'll bring another request here. Luke, he sent me a DM. Come on, so welcome Luke to the space.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. So I'd just like to talk about Skinner, lad.
About our Carter, I
Yeah,
assume.
I think the game's getting a bit too soft. Like he barely touched him a bit. Like surely you have to let a few of those go. It's the part of the game.
Look, man, he literally threw his elbow into your man.
Here, we're not playing ballet.
I think Luke's taking the piss here a wee
I'm
bit.
not. No, I'm 100% serious. And Matthew Fitzpatrick will follow DH's statue this year, and he'll get like easily 25 goals this year. Like I think this DH is giving him
Fitzpatrick has decent to be fair.
DH giving him a lot of advice, and he'll get more goals now. He knows like where to be in the box.
Can I ask what team you support? Luke?
Glenavon.
All right, yeah, I could probably tell for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else you want to say?
You get Skinner
Alright.
lad in up front with Fitzpatrick, Robbie Garrett behind them. That's a deadly trio. Easily top two.
Plus, like a camp as well. They're quality players.
They'll finish at least second in the league, pushing the infield for the title with Skinner. Why are you laughing?
Hey,
With Skinner lad and Fitzy up front, nothing will
Alright.
stop us.
He's going to beat Lauren this
Of
week.
course, it'll be like if Fitzy can take DH's steps, it'll be like 30-0, honestly.
Love the optimism here. Brilliant.
Are you saying GH or DH?
DH.
Does that sound about David Healy or my thought?
No, it's some ex-Glenavon player. It was like... okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know if it was DH for Healy or GH for Guy Hamilton, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right, cheers for that.
Bye.
Alright, thank you, Luke, for coming on. Alright, now, Charlie, welcome back to the space.
Hello.
Welcome. So, what are your predictions for like this weekend and all that?
Oh, just let me get the fixtures up. I don't have that good of a memory.
Well, so what team do you support again? Coleraine play Polo down away. So, like, get opinions on that and all that.
I'd love for us to go up there and smack them, like put 3 or 4 by them. But Portadown always seem to stick in their teeth. They always try and they get us into a physical battle. They try and make us angry, and they always play into their game. And that's how.
Aye.
Well, at least when Tipton was manager, that's how they did it. But I'm not too sure about your man Dolan. Yeah.
Charlie, if you watch the Linfield highlights, Linfield scored 4 goals from crossing it. Like I'd imagine Oran Kearney will have watched the highlights as well. You know, so they can be got at by getting the ball out wide and getting into the mixer.
We seem to be wanting to play the crosses anyway.
We got 2 goals from cross at the weekend. Well, no, we didn't. We got 1, but we hit the post twice. Like,
yeah, I was just talking about hitting the post. I don't know why he passed the ball. He should have just put his fucking foot through it. In the first half.
Kenny.
He should have just. The goalkeeper was coming out to meet him. All he had to do was put it by him, and it was in.
Well, I think he thought Shevlin was making a run for him. Like, but sure.
To be fair, Shevlin was making them runs all game, terrorizing that defense. Fucking Johnny Alice, your best player. Okay. Okay. He was.
Don't keep me dissing Alice now.
He was chasing Shevlin's shadow.
Sure. They took Addis off, and then
I think Gabby can play at a poor game.
But here, Owen. Ryan Curran has to play up front. Surely he can't keep playing him in midfield.
But Ryan Curran, I was watching him play. I always thought he's more of a defensive striker, pretty much. He's a striker, but he always tracks back.
Aye.
So that's why I view him as.
The thing is the way Clifton will play, especially with Joe up front is Joe always moves to the side, so it's always Kieran McComm coming from the midfield. But Joe probably had a head on him because he wasn't getting the ball, and he wasn't thinking about it. Right. So I think that Korean will win against Portadown, but we'll probably bobble a wee bit, and maybe 2-1, but 3-1.
So you think they won't have such a convincing performance as they did against Clonmel?
It depends on how we start. It always depends on how Koreans start. Because if we get after teams, we can walk all over them. But it just seems like it only happens in the big games.
So is there anything else you want to say here?
I'm going to go quickly through the rest of the games.
Go on, sure.
So Glenavon Lauren, I think that'll be tight enough. I think Glenavon will sit in and hit on the break. Hopefully, that's how they're going to try and do it.
Yes, Owen Bradley, the paciest of strikers.
He's suspended.
I forgot. I am an idiot. That's a lot. I'm in the space. I'm an idiot.
And then Dungan Ballymena. I think that Dungan will give Ballymena a good game in the first half. They always do in the first half, and then they'll get walked all over in the second half. Because they get tired.
I'm interested in your Clonmel predictions.
Cliftonville. So Cliftonville will have too much for Cork, I think. But it depends on if Stuart wants to. I like to say Stuart's a good coach, but his main attribute to me is passion. Passion FC. I think if he can get his players to lay on the tackles against Cliftonville, I think that'll be a tasty affair.
Because Kai's going to set it and frustrate Clonmel and all that.
Yeah, and do all the niggly dark arts of the game. You know what I mean?
Clonmel's at home though. We should win.
Yeah,
at home.
And the thing is about sitting in there is that you have a relatively expansive pitch, like a big pitch.
Aye.
And I think you'll just play around them.
I just hope for a performance after last. All right. So, is there any other games you need to talk about?
Who's Linfield playing?
Uri.
As you were saying, they're travelling Linfield, so it depends. Like they've got a big squad there, but I think if they do well in the Europe, I don't think Kelly will want to change that. So it depends on what the rotation is. But I think they'll have their heads up after that wonder strike.
Yeah. Yuri's going to fight, but again, I do think Linfield will win.
Yeah, I think Linfield are wild for picking the space from the, if you're playing any type of high line, they're wild for trying to pick that space behind you and trying to attack it.
So Charlie, is there anything else here? We do plan to get a couple more people on before we wrap this up.
Oh, and your man saying Fitzpatrick, Skinner, and Robbie Gart, they're the deadliest trio, but they're deadliest trio for getting fucking sent off. Especially Skinner and Gart. Gart's a brilliant player, but you see if he could shut his mouth, he'd want to be talking with the ball at his feet, nothing much else, but obviously not. He loves a good tackle.
So thank you very much, Charlie, for coming on, sure.
Oh, well, thanks for having me back.
Right. About it, sure.
All right, but
we're going to have one more guy on before we wrap this up. So, Mark Graham, you've been requesting for a while. Of course, you're a camera operator and all that, so welcome to the space.
Thanks for having me on, aye.
So I assume you're a CAG fan then, aye?
I am, yeah. Started doing the video stuff about the end of October.
Your poor souls.
I know.
Poor
So
souls.
I've been doing it. This is my 4th season now, so it's been good.
So how do you think they're going to play? Who they're playing against? Fuck, I forget.
This weekend, we're away to yourselves.
My brain's away. My brain's away to beef or some shit. I'm just an idiot. So how do you think you're going to play against the mighty Climble?
I think our first game last season was against yourselves, and it was 2-1.
Jamie Honey double.
And I think it was 2 corners, and we kind of he wasn't being marked. So I think we could get a draw, but you never know. He's played good football, so I think it'll be a good game.
Do you have any thoughts on your other games here?
Well, I've not seen much of the highlights of this past weekend, but I think Crusaders will beat Glentoran. I was watching the Glentoran game on the way home on the phone, and it wasn't a great game. They didn't play very well, so I think Crusaders might take that one. I think Korean will probably batter Portadown, I'd say. Glenavon, Larne might be tight. Hopefully Glenavon get that one. Dungannon, Swifts, Ballymena. Don't really know how that'll go. And then probably Linfield probably have an easy day against Newry.
Aye.
Mark.
So is that
Mark,
it? Anything else you want to say?
Love the video, by the way.
Oh, thank you,
Mark,
Fiki.
Can you stop editing out the fucks on it though?
I don't know. We're wanting the young Amber Armour to watch it, so we don't know. But I'll keep that in mind.
They're better when you can hear Stuart King saying F everything. I love watching it.
I think you should make a separate video just for Picky, just to make him happy.
I'll edit it and send you a DM, Picky.
And then I'll upload it in. Brilliant! I love them. I love seeing the different sort of perspectives in that. There, it's fantastic.
So is there anything else you want to say here?
No, just thanks for having me on, and hopefully, are you doing this every week then?
We do plan to.
Happy days. So hopefully it goes.
Maybe a couple of previews for big games like Boxing Days, but I don't know.
Hopefully it goes well. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Mark. So thank you everyone for listening in. We're just going to wrap this up now pretty much. Go follow our 2 co-hosts, Picky Ballansiders and Irish Prem Live. Of course, I'd like to thank like some Marshall Gillespie, Mick McDermott and all that for joining into the space. Mark Graham, of course. And of course, I sort of like Roy Hale and Roy McKinnon all joining. So I'd like to thank all them. Our peak attendance was like 90 people or something. So that was brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Do you two have any closing statements?
No, not really. It looks like it's going to be a cracking season. I think our league's about the fans. It's and everything we're doing here is for the fans. The vlogs are for the fans. This here,
that's
for the that's for the fans. It's and we're spearheading it, and I think the fans. It's up to the fans. The fans make this league work.
Yeah. It's a fans league. I was talking to Bill from the Irish Football Blog. He's planning on doing his own League of Ireland space because the League of Ireland late night thing start. And I was talking to Irish Premier League about this. But he keeps the Bill keeps telling us that all main content creators, the established content creators, the podcasters and all, they didn't really talk to the fans. And I'm like, it's not really the same here because Picky, you're like the face of the Irish League, and you follow all of us.
Don't
got the waffle coming on the thing. We have Flying Nats Pod, and the waffle on last week. Irish Prem Live, of course, on this week. Marshall Gillespie on the space here. Right, so we're all very united, the content creators and all, with the fans. So I think that's one of the things I like about the league, if that made any sense, of course.
Look, I mean, whenever I start my videos, I didn't do them for fucking 30,000 views on a video. I did them for me and the Wayne, and it's picked off, or it's lifted off majorly. So look, I'll keep doing them. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy going around the grounds. I enjoy talking to all the different fans. So I'll keep doing it, and it's great to to have this new perspective and meet people and have friends all around the league. Right.
Irish Prem Live, do you have anything as well? Anything to say?
No, I just think, it's good that everyone's connected and coming together, to try and improve our league and, publicise it more. I guess it also goes to show that the main authorities like NIFL, like the IFA, need to, promote it more. But if we do our bit, hopefully they'll come round.
Aye. Of course, like NIFL made an announcement the other day. They started streaming like the low league teams, like the championship and the third tier and all that. So that's something, I guess.
Well, I think the way that live updates on Saturday was also, a step forward. Even though it's something very simple, it will benefit.
Aye.
I think the last thing for me tonight. Listen, we need a highlight show back, a proper one. You know, the one they did a winning years ago. It was cracker. And the BBC need to get their finger out of their hole and stop saying about budgets this and budgets that. Look at BBC Scotland with the sports scene highlights programme for Scottish football. Man, they just need to get their fingers out of their holes, or else NIFL need to bring in people and do their own show and put it on their YouTube.
Even like the Welsh football does it.
Picky me and you, we do.
Look, you know what? I considered downloading all the highlights and putting them together, but look, that's a lot of work. And the clubs will be like, "Why are you taking our footage and stuff like that?" There, so NIFL want to boost this league, man. Get the content out. Get people being able to see stuff. Anyway, right, I'm going to bed here, lads.
All right, you enjoy that. Again, thank you everyone for coming on the space. Again, our peak audience was 90 something. It's been a huge success. I want to make sure to come on next week as well. And thank you all.